I remembered to have my lip balm with me this morning. I am not gonna record a 20-minute video. Uncomfortable this time. It's early March, 51 degrees. It's a beautiful morning. My neighbors have the fireplace on, so it smells like wood burning. So delicious. I love the smell of a mountain town in the winter. I think that's the first thing that made me fall in love with Ryewood and want to move here, the smell. Okay, I am in my garden. It snowed last week a lot. It's been a very dry winter, but it snowed last week. It's gonna snow more this week, it seems. The garden is a mess, like it always is when we're nearing the end of winter. Just I haven't been here doing things, and I think my little kid comes and hangs out and leaves everything around, and there's pine cones and pine needles everywhere. So I'm gonna clean up a little bit today. At this time of the year, I'm always thinking about what I am going to do with the garden, start preparing for spring. This year is a little different because we're probably selling the house. So I'm thinking about preparing the garden for sale instead of for the growing season, which is weird, or for the growing season, but not for me. So I think I want to simplify the garden a little bit. There is a small chance we are also exploring keeping the house for a few years and putting it on Airbnb. It's just a matter of really figuring out if we're going to be able to buy a house in the Midwest without the down payment that we would have from selling this house. So we'll see. But for now, I'm going to clean a bit. And I'm going to show you around the garden, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I'm planning to do. The house lives in a 1/4 acre. So I don't know how big the backyard is. It's not very big, but it's big enough. We have free range chickens. We have a rooster right now. We're not sown for a rooster, so we have to find him a home because he's already cacadoodle doing. I have planted fruit trees. This is a fig. That is a cherry. This is a pear. That is a peach. All the way back there is an apple. That is a pomegranate, but as you can see, they're still really young because we've only been here 5 years. This is the chicken coop. When we're closer to spring, I'll clean it up. That is kind of a living space in the summer where we put all our furniture during the winter. And then here I have 3 raised beds. That's where I grow tomatoes and kale and things we use a lot during the growing season. I'm standing by the sheds, and this is one of my favorite views of the house. You can see the whole backyard from here. Okay, first thing I want to do is empty the compost bin because it is full. Early on in the 5 years living here, I built this 3-bin compost system. I really like it because it allows me to use all of the chicken waste, their bedding, and then all of our kitchen waste. So one of these bins fills up in 6 months. And then once it's full, then I turn it into this bin. Right now there's a ton of organic matter because it's the winter and we've just been dumping organic matter in there. And because it's been really cold, it's fine. But if it was warmer, or now that it's getting warmer, it can start smelling and bringing flies. So the way you manage that is that you just put a thick layer of brown material, dry material like carbon. There's a lot of nitrogen in this, and it smells really bad when it's not well balanced with enough carbon. So that is usually the chicken bedding, like straw and leaves, dry grass, anything like that helps balance the bin. Okay, now That first bin that was full of just covered in organic matter got covered in straw. This is like the bedding from the chicken coop. So full of nutrients that will break down and turn into compost. Look at that. So then this is almost full. In the early spring, that's going to be moved here. This is going to go here. This is mature compost that I'm going to be putting in the raised beds soon and probably show you. Now I want to clean up the deck, the back entrance to the house. There's just pine cones and dirt everywhere and dried chicken poop, and I want to clean it up a bit. I don't know how much time I have today. I have to pick up my girls from their classes in a couple of hours. So we'll see how much I get done, and then we'll go from there. Okay, much better. Right now I don't have water in the backyard because the nights are freezing, so the water is off. So I would like to give a good scrub with water to everything, but we'll wait till the spring. But at least it doesn't look terrible anymore. I'm gonna go collect eggs because I haven't in a while. We're gonna have to wait until Poppy is done laying her eggs. This is where everybody lays their eggs. I set up a nesting area there, but of course they do what they want. So this is the chicken coop. It's a shed. I put windows on it. It has this nice dresser where I store everything. It's where they roost. It's messy. I also clean it like the compost bin twice a year, spring and fall. So not yet, but all of this will become the carbon that gets mixed with all the fresh kitchen stuff to create a balance, and so it creates really amazing compost. Here we can give them some food while we wait. Maggie, come. Maggie, out. Good girl. Hey, Bowie. Okay, so I cleaned the deck by the house. This one needs to be cleaned up too, but I'm not gonna do that today. We're closer to spring. I'm gonna go around and pick up a lot of, like, there's little bits of wood and lots of pine cones and stuff all over. There's a little grassy area there that I have to clean pine needles, but I'm also not gonna do that today. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing with the chickens. So we are zoned for 4 hens in this area. We can have 4 hens. We cannot have any roosters. And that rooster matured and is big and is beautiful. We have to get rid of him. We have to send him to a farm. So I think I'm gonna send him with 2 of his siblings, so he leaves with his little flock of ladies. And then the rest, and then I think at that point I'll have 5 hens, which is close to 4. I'd like to keep 4 hens until we're ready to go, because I don't want to buy eggs when I have wonderful eggs here. Hi, lady. Okay, we have eggs. Okay, the last thing I want to do today is cut some of my bushes, the lavender bushes and the boxwoods. I like to keep them round. I had wanted this tool. This is a hedge. What is this called? Hedge trimmer. So far, I've been cutting my lavender bushes with scissors. I'm just trying to stay round. By the end of it, my hands hurt because I have quite a few. You guys, you're probably too loud for my video. This is a good girl. Every time I looked, they had this like long one that didn't seem, like it seemed like great for like a big hedge, but not for little hedges. And then recently I went and looked and I found more like a handheld, like a small one. So let's see what it looks like. Oh, this is a little battery, not a big battery. So it's one of these, which is even better because I don't need it to last for very long. And what I do need is for it to not be too heavy for my hands. Okay. Okay, let's go use it. Coming out. Okay, first I'll show you, I actually already did most of my lavender bushes. Unfortunately, I cut them a little too low, which is fine, they'll grow back, but I did it with my hands and I wish I could do it with this, but I have a couple in the front. I always have the hardest time working in the front yard because I don't like being watched. I like that my backyard is fully fenced and very private, but in the front I feel like I'm, I don't know, out on display. I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel shy working in the front. So I haven't gotten to it, so thankfully I can use this for that. And then I have a couple of boxwoods that I have always trimmed with scissors and they never look round enough, and I'm hoping that this will help. These are, that's a lavender, so I have lavender going up this little trail this way and then on that side as well. I cut it really short this time, but lavender, but I trimmed it all by hand. Okay, this is my front yard. I've been thinking a lot about what I want to do in the garden to prepare it to potentially sell it, or at the very least to Airbnb it and not be here all year long. I have some raised beds here that all have medicinal herbs, and those are pretty self-sustaining. I think I can keep those, but I want to take some of my bush berries because I have planted quite a few and they don't do well here. The air is too dry, so I'm going to take them there. I'm going to pot them up and take them when we move. And I don't know, just kind of simplify, try to figure out which plants are having a hard time growing and just either pull them up, get rid of them, or take them with me. I just have to see how much space I'm gonna have in the moving truck. Okay, this is 1000% easier than with scissors, and it's kind of fun, and it does a really good job leaving a round shape that I wanted. So cute. I built this raised beds 2 years ago so I could have medicinal herbs in an area where the chickens don't usually scratch. I have lots and lots to clean up. These are daisies. This is elecampane. The root is really good for the lungs. Mint takes over any raised bed very easily, so I have them in pots. This is mint, that is mint. Thyme is here. Back here is marshmallow root, which is also really good for the lungs. It's good for a dry cough. It's really good for moisturizing the skin when it's really dry and when it's trying to heal. It has a ton of seeds everywhere. I love it. I should spread the seeds. Maggie, go. Come on. Girl. Okay, let's go. Looks good. The camera's dying, so I'm gonna finish this video. I wanted to show you the garden also because we might be selling it and I won't have it anymore, and I love it so much. I wanted to show you how it looks in the winter because it goes through such a beautiful transformation like all of nature does as the weather warms up. And I also wanted to get myself out here and start moving things and cleaning up and just helping prepare the garden to wake up. I guess talking a lot also dries your lips, but I was prepared this time. Yeah, so this is my garden. Usually at this time of the year, I would be preparing it for nature school because we do nature school in the spring and in the fall. The kids come for 8 weeks to see the garden wake up, and then they kind of come back to help the garden go back to sleep in the fall. And usually at this time of the year I'm cleaning up and preparing for classes, but with everything that's going on in our lives and all the uncertainty, I did not offer nature school classes this spring. The old students from my online course, I have an online course called A Journey to Medicinal Herbs. Is 10 days spending time with 10 of my favorite medicinal herbs. It's just a way to really get to know the herbs at a deep level through your body with all your senses, and really connect with them and see how they can support you. But a lot of the students have been asking me for videos on how to make medicine with the herbs that they've learned about, how to make tinctures, how I make my salves, how I make my bath salts. And I am very happy to share all of the knowledge I have. This is not wisdom that belongs to me. This is wisdom that has been passed generation after generation that belongs to humanity. Next week we are going to, this week, in 2 days, we are going to the Midwest. We're landing in Chicago where my husband's family lives, and we're gonna go up to Wisconsin and look around the areas where we think we want to move. We're gonna meet with our realtor for the first time and see a few houses. So I'm hoping to bring you along to that and share it next week, so you can see some of the houses we're looking at. But for now, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching.